TLC, formerly known as the Learning Channel, was once a channel that was known for its educational programming. Recognizing that their more reality-based shows did better in ratings than educational programming did, the network eventually decided to take a more reality television-based approach to their channel. Because of this, in the late 1990s, the channel did a complete face change and changed its lineup completely. Instead of the content geared towards teaching kids and aiding teachers with their lesson plans, TLC became a cable channel known for its reality TV that focused on home design and interpersonal relationships. Realizing that all the shows were looking similar to one another, TLC underwent another rebranding and jumped headfirst into the reality TV market. The original reality TV the network chose to deliver for its content went a route that was unlike anything they had seen before, under the guise that it was supposed to teach the viewer about a part of humanity not generally seen. But for some, it came off as something entirely different. Here's why some say that TLC exploits its reality TV talent. Up first, did TLC intend to exploit the reality TV talent? The first reality shows that started off on the new branding of TLC were John and Kate Plus 8, Little People Big World, 17 Kids and Counting, Toddlers and Tiaras, and Cake Boss. With the exception of Cake Boss, which followed Buddy Valastro and his staff making beautiful cakes for all occasions, the programming gave viewers a look at a part of society that is not often spoken about. Why? Because many feel the topics to be taboo. What did these shows all have in common though? They gave the network ratings that were the highest it has ever seen since its inception. And this told executives at TLC that taboo television sells. In the early days of programming, it is unlikely that the talent on the shows were aware of how they would be made to look in the audiences once the footage went to editing. But what came out was the cast looking foolish at times, ill-educated, and lost. This drove up ratings and spun off series of original shows. And because of this, even if the initial intent was not to exploit on the talent shows, as the years progressed, the content was nothing short of completely exploitative. In some cases, it even seemed that TLC canceled shows that weren't edgy enough, like Our Little Family. Up next, lifelong issues broadcast on TLC are not going to be solved in an hour. With shows like Hoarding Buried Alive and My 600-Pound Life and Fat Chance, TLC is taking some complicated issues in people's lives and framing them like everything can be resolved in an hour-long show. Considering that it takes years to push past through issues on why someone is in the position of dealing with excessive weight gain or has hoarding tendencies, to say that these shows are a part of the content in the network does not feel like it's coming from a place of trying to educate a viewer. It feels just like exploitation at its finest. Instead of these people having their problems put on cable television, it becomes apparent rather quickly that they need to speak with trained professionals for both their physical and their mental health. By broadcasting extreme issues such as these, it may shine a light on some societal issues that people do not like to speak about. But by providing people a quick fix to their problems who clearly need more assistance than what a cable network can provide for them, all it does is move a storyline along. It does not help the talent or the viewer in any fashion. Up next, programming on TLC may just be scripted. Any good reality show programming has its drama and cliffhangers. So what happens when those appear to be lacking in a show that has gained a substantial viewer following? The network creates storylines for the cast to follow to provide the necessary conflict to keep the viewer interested, even if that means that the shows are borderline or absolutely fabricated in the process. There are reports that in order to keep the buzz around particular shows going, the talent is given storylines to follow. In some cases, the words they speak are suggested by producers to make for better audience viewing. If TLC is trying to produce content that is supposed to educate and inform viewers, it would make sense to let the storylines take their own routes rather than trying to construct them. But because there is an unknown in letting people be real in themselves, giving the talent a nudge one direction or another ensures that there is content and that can be used to tease episodes as the season progresses from opening to end. And last but not least, TLC's programming advertised to inform viewers, but just as really exploitment. When TLC gives viewers a look at medical conditions that require psychological care, it may eventually have come off to a place of trying to shine a light on mental health. Given that until recently, speaking about mental health was a taboo subject that was kept behind closed doors, TLC was ahead of their time in this regard. Now that more light has been shined on mental health, however, there is less of a stigma behind it, and shows on the network that counter around mental health have become exploitment. According to Everyday Health, when the show, such as Hoarding Buried Alive, My 600-Pound Life, and These Are Shown Likely, they highlight examples of low or no insight. This gives viewers an impression on medical conditions such as mental health conditions that are inaccurate in some cases. But because the more extreme a situation is, the better the ratings will be, this lends to confidence that the fact that TLC, in at least some of their shows, exploits the reality TV talent. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of our video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to TV Explosion, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.